Bookworm and the Beiste was released in 2021. It's directed by Brandon Ho and it's written by Ho and Ashley Nielsen. And we have a cast including Nicola Posener as Izzy and Jake Stormoen as Grant. And I didn't really like this. The narrative works well enough, but it's not very interesting. Both of our protagonists are very unlikable, and some of the technical aspects aren't great either. Some of the camera work's a little shaky. Some of the acting, not from the leads, but from supporting characters, a couple here and there. The acting's not the best either. So there are just too many negatives that I don't really think I recommend the film. Izzy works in PR, and she happens to be recording Grant, who's being kicked out of this coffee shop. He's trying to buy out everybody's businesses, and he's kicked out, and she's recording him because he's behaving not very nicely. And it just so happens that while she's recording that, she also records Grant driving off in his car and hitting her father. He hits Izzy's father with his car, and needless to say, that's not a great thing. And she reluctantly agrees to help him with her PR skills to restore his public image in exchange for him helping with her father's business. Her father's business is about to enter foreclosure, and he said, if you help me, we can stop this from going the way that's not going to benefit your father, which doesn't seem great. And it seems like he's just getting away with hitting her father, which is not acceptable. And I feel like nobody's priorities are right here. I didn't believe Izzy or Grant. Grant is a horrible, nasty character, and I never liked him. That's not to say he doesn't have any character progression, but I never liked him at any point. And I didn't really like Izzy either. I didn't hate her, but I did hate Grant. So I didn't care about their journey. I wasn't liking anything to do with Grant. The narrative is fine, but it's not the most believable story. But the actual events that happen, fair enough, within the context of the story, they work well enough. As I said, some of the camera work's a little shaky, some of the acting's not the best, not from our leads, and in general, it's just not a good quality film. It's an easy watch, so if you want something on in the background while you're doing other things, if you just need a bit of company, then sure, maybe it's worth putting on for that. It's not overly annoying or anything, but if you just want to sit down and enjoy the experience, then I'd say Bookworm and the Beiste is not a particularly good film. There are too many negatives, not really any positives. There are some things that are okay. There are some things that are fine. For example, as I said, while I don't necessarily believe the narrative, as it unfolds, yes, within the context way, then I guess things make sense. The lighting's fine, the music's fine, a lot of the acting is fine. None of it is so good that I'd say it's worth overlooking all of the negatives, though. So unfortunately, I don't think Bookworm and the Beiste is a good film. I don't think the narrative works very well, and the characters are not very likable, and that's kind of a big problem when it comes to enjoying the film. So it's not one that I recommend unless there's really something about this that draws you to it, or as I said, if you're just wanting a bit of company, something to put on while you're doing other things, maybe it's okay for that, but in general, it's not a good film.